What is the title of this Wikihow article? All I have right now is Saw. How to make your own Saw thing. How to be Phoebe Buffet. How to make yourself the center of attention at any moment. How to deal with a narcissist. How to pitch GB News to investors. How to frame a murder. Oh, fantastic. That has pleased me. I keep leaning on this armrest on my chair and it just keeps flipping off because I need to rescrew it back in. How to pretend you're trapped in a painting and just screaming to be let out. I think it might be something weird like how to become a newsreader. How to think inside the box. Why are you all funnier than I am? Stop it. I think it's how to prepare to be a newsreader. That's the guess I'm going for. Let's have a look. How to make your boyfriend break up with you. How to get on a reality TV show. How to know if your girlfriend wants to have sex with you. How to choose a rigorous college schedule for your first year. So I think it's reality TV. You ever just coughed up an entire square? How to use affirmations and positive actions to finally achieve your dream of becoming a TV anchor. The first three will work. If this is how to know if your girlfriend wants to have sex with you because she's put a fake television box in front of her and said, I want to have sex with you. I don't think, like, if that's what I'm trying to get at is if that needs to be included in one of the ways to tell, then nothing is going to help you. If she does that and you don't understand that your girlfriend wants to have sex with you, then the article, how to know if your girlfriend wants to have sex with you, is not going to help you because you're going to miss every sign. It's dial down behavior. She wants you to get in her box. Oh no. She pretends to be a television tuned into the have sex with me show. I don't think it's how to make your boyfriend break up with you. I think it's how to get on a reality TV show. Boom. Nailed it. What? What? How to watch K-pop? How to be creepy clone people? Help? Yeah, the only thing, like, that activated my fight or flight response. And I spent quite a long time trying to work out if I was going to fight or flight. I hate this. What could it possibly be? How to get on my strange addiction. It activated your freeze response. You just went into a passed out state from sheer terror. Yeah. Maybe it's how to dress up for the Barbie premiere if you're quadruplets. Maybe that's it. Maybe it's you're quadruplets. How do you dress up for the Barbie premiere? Or the Oppenheimer premiere, depending on which way around you're doing it. How to do Harajuku style. I mean, it might be. I don't know what those words mean. How to differentiate between quadruplets. How to visit Japan-made cafes. Oh no. I hope not. It's just, why are they identical? Or maybe they're not identical, actually. Maybe I'm just assuming because I don't want to look at their faces for too long. How to become a programmer. You're not wrong. We all wear this. This is the standard programmer uniform. I think it's going to be something to do with Japan. And I don't like that I think that. But I'm instead going to go with how to get a job in a retro milkshake place in Dixieland. Let's find out what our options are. How to talk to girls as a teen boy. How to trick people into thinking you're possessed. Oh no, I don't like it. And how to love your girlfriend. I think unfortunately it's probably that, and I don't like that exists as an article on Wikihow. Oh, I don't like that. I'm just gonna choose this one. I refuse to pick that. Okay, there's a lot to take in here. 1, I hate you is for some reason in papyrus. 2, the lips. His face is shifted. How to have an argument. How to tell someone you hate them. Badly kerned papyrus too. So yeah, it is, isn't it? Yeah, you're right. Oh my god, what could this possibly be? I think it's got to be how to have an argument, but this isn't a way to have an argument. How to repair a relationship. I don't know if it's gonna work, you know. I somehow don't think this is gonna work. How to ruin your nephew's 7th birthday party. His nose is all the way to the right, isn't it? It's weird. I think it's how to have an argument. Let's see. How to spot signs of LSD use. How to eat in Islam. How to know that a girl hates you. Do you think it might be how to release endorphins? I mean, it would. I mean, it's gotta be that, right? Oh my god, I love it. Yep, that's right. Is this how to give a shit high five? That's not how you high five. You don't high five in that direction, right? That's gonna go the wrong way. You need to go that way. Why am I doing this with my hands? There's no camera on. Why does she look like a stock photo face? No, I genuinely believe the Wikihow artist traces a lot of stock photos and a lot of like just public domain images. Is it how to make friends at school? But then she doesn't really look, I mean, I guess she could be high school age. It could be high school age, actually. Or college. Could be college. How to high five properly. Yeah, I think it might be how to high five. But it could be how to greet your teachers. Yeah, it could be that. I'm going to try how to make friends at school. How to calculate optimum slapping angle. How to change a girl's mind. How to survive in a hotel. How to dance emo. How to make a friend fall in love with you. Okay. How to react when you realize teachers exist outside the classroom and don't just spawn there every morning. It's got to be how to make a friend fall in love with you, but that's bad. That's not good. I don't think it's how to change a girl's mind. I don't think it's the others. It's got to be that that one, but grim. It's not. Interesting. Color me intrigued. How to change a girl's mind, really, huh? Okay. The problem with this image is that if you trace around the clocks, you get that. Look, it's not my fault.
Nice car. Perfect.
So this is how to hypnotize someone, right? But is it how to hypnotize someone about something specific? Because a lot of them could say, consider hypnosis to, I don't know, quit smoking, lose weight, whatever. So could it just be that this image is on there? But I'm going to go with it's how to hypnotize someone. How to respond to sarcasm, how to impress people, how to develop common sense, how to stop snacking between meals. It's got to be the snacking. Hypnosis against broken bones. Yeah. Onwards. Me on the Discord. Every Guild of Icons session. How to stop being terminally online. How to persecute Uwu. I don't know what the no is. Like, I think it's a perfectly reasonable response when someone comes up to you and goes Uwu and acts like that in the middle of the street. But what would the article be called? How to scold a cat girl. You know, maybe I should read this article for the next Guild of Icons session. How to avoid cute street boxing. Oh, I like that. Put them up. Oh, it could be. Maybe I'm making assumptions here. Maybe this is a fight. Maybe this is saying no to a fight. No, I think it's got to be the Uwu, isn't it? I think it's got to be how to tell your friend to cut that shit out. There it is. How to get over an anime addiction. How to have a successful open source project. How to choose a puppy. How to become a hacker. Okay, so this one accurate. This one also accurate. But it's got to be how to get over an anime addiction, right? Yeah. Sorry, what Team Rocket nonsense is this? How to be a successful power couple. How to hot people meet cute. How to cheat at basketball by learning. I like that. How to read over a lady's shoulder while fingering a ball. I think this has to be something about careers, right? Like, these are just like various possible careers you can go for. How to have a hobby. Could be how to have a hobby, actually, yeah. How to find a new hobby, I reckon. I reckon it's how to find a new hobby. Let's do it. How to stop being selfish. How to chew gum. How to pick up girls in high school. How to use chocolate to spice up your relationship. Well, now, how to score a date with a smart girl who likes to read and doesn't care about sports when your whole personality is being a basketball jock. How to subtly imply to the third that you and your partner are ideal threesome material. How to invade someone's personal space when they're trying to read. Yeah, you just lean right up against them. Is it how to pick up girls in high school? I think it's got to be. Oh, it was. We're getting there. We're getting there. What happened to her nose? How to deal with rejection. How to lie about your cocaine habit. I like that one. Firmly grasp the girl. Hoist. I think it's how to deal with rejection, I think. There's sweating here. How to ask your spouse where your nose has gone. I think it's got to be rejection. Shit. How to become a good liar. How to tell your crush you like him without words. How to pretend to be a wizard. And how to love. I mean, how to pretend to be a wizard is what I wish this was. Like, I would love that. I would be very pleased with that. Could be how to love. Could be how to tell your crush you like him without words. I don't know. I don't think it's how to become a good liar. I think it's this one. I think it's how to tell your crush you like him without words. Yeah, nailed it. Christ. What do we got? How to storm the Capitol. Good Lord. How to deal with humanity. How to alienate your friends and family. How to be just the worst. Yep. How to announce your gullibility. How to make new and improved fart onomatopoeia. Polo shirt doesn't even have a pocket. I'd like to imagine it's something like how to talk to people with opposing ideologies. But this is Wikihow, so it's probably just how to be the loudest person at the rally. How to let women and minorities know they're not safe around you. I think it's how to survive Thanksgiving. Well, okay. How to gargle. How to turn down a drink. How to play bridge. How to tell if a church is a cult. I mean, it's got to be that, right? But it's a weird one. No? Oh, shit. Trump is a thing you say in bridge, isn't it? It's a bridge term. Fuck. We just all assumed that this guy was a racist. They got me. They fucking got me. Oh, well played. Why the hat, though? I know, right? It's a brown hat, not a red one. Yeah, no, that must be it. You saw a white guy, shitty polo shirt, a red hat, and Trump, and there we go. Yeah, no. That got me. That got me good. What is this? How to bully? Is it how to take a compliment? This is how to vote for Trump. What, with the hand signal like that? How to point out the prettiest girl in the room? How to blush attractively? How to feel confident with glasses? It could be that. Also, what is with this square shadow right here? Wikihow, honest, please. How to hand signal. SpongeBob SquareBoobs. The kid's wearing a wire. How to catch a predator. I think it's how to bully someone. What? How to turn down a drink. No. Unless it's nominate another person to have the drink. How to play wink murder. What is wink murder? Maybe it's that. I don't know. I don't know how to play wink murder. How to be an airhead. I would hope not. Why would you want to be an airhead? How to disappear like a ninja. She's done a terrible job of it. It's a game where you get a group together with one ref. The ref secretly tells someone they're an assassin who kills with winks. Could be then. It could be how to play wink murder. Yeah, we did it. Christ. Okay. This person is far too close. How to be creepy. Yeah. How to headbutt someone. Goodbye. Are they waving goodbye, or is this the last thing you're about to see? How to know you're about to disappear into the void. This is what you're going to see when you die. How to stop using Wikihow. Yeah, is she holding a pillow in the other hand, or a silenced shotgun? Not a silenced shotgun, a silenced pistol. Is she an assassin? She's not waving. She's about to push. Yeah, I think it's how to kill someone. I genuinely think that. How to turn down a drink. How to get a boy to dance with you and then kiss you at the end. Middle school. How to eat a donut. How to get over anger caused by video games. How to be faithful in your marriage. I feel like she's close cropped to imply she's on camera. How to turn down a drink, maybe by saying goodbye. How to get a boy to dance with you and then kiss you at the end. Middle school. She doesn't look like she's in middle school, right? How to eat a donut. Goodbye. Okay, it's not how to eat a donut. How to get over anger caused by video games. I don't think it's that. So it's these two. Could be kiss you at the end because you got to say goodbye, but she doesn't look like she's in middle school. How to baffle a stream audience. Yeah, I'm going to stop playing before I rage quit. Have I seen girls at prom lately? No, because if I had, I would belong in a prison. How to get a boy to dance with you and then kiss you at the end. I think it's got to be. Yeah. Fucking hell. I think it's how to take a selfie. Yeah. Jesus Christ. How to not look like a horse. Now we feed. There's a bit of a sort of vampirism or zombieism sort of thing about this. How to cocaine. Yeah. I think it's how to take a selfie. I think I'm going to hate that it's how to take a selfie. What? How to cosplay Barbie. How to make your girlfriend want to have sex with you. How to create a fictional character from scratch. How to fart quietly. It can't be that one. I don't think it's that one either, though. But chat is certain it's farts. Fine. You know what? Fuck it. No. How to cosplay Barb? What the fuck? I mean, I guess she's got blonde hair, but that's it. What the fuck? How to debate online. This is the one person you're debating with every time you enter an argument online. It's this guy. How to catch a predator. How to navigate Reddit. How to be a smug bastard. There's also, is there a slight, I don't know, maybe I'm imagining it, but is there a slight Anthony Bourdain about this guy? Like a little bit about the face, maybe? Very slight, but you see it. Yeah. It's not a lot for sure. I get it. You know, I had to do it to him energy. I think it's how to have an argument online. Oh, I'm worried it's how to start doing stand-up comedy. How to be cunning. How to understand gay and lesbian people. How to get along with your crush. Is it how to become the Riddler? Yeah. I think it's gotta be how to start doing stand-up comedy because he has that stand-up comedy look to him, right? What's the deal with X smug look? No, please tell me it's not the cunning. Please tell me it's not the cunning. Oh, it's being cunning. How to inhale a book like you're Kirby. How to read aloud. How to learn Esperanto. It could be the Esperanto one. You're right. How to give your book COVID-19. I think you're right. The Esperanto. Yeah. Because we know that's an option. Let's take a look. How to consume lightning. Yes. Shit. How to make someone you met on MSN love you. How to act like royalty. How to entertain. How to know your warning signs before becoming abusive. So I don't think it's that. I don't think it's MSN. So it's 2 or 3. Now it could be how to act like royalty, pick up the accent and like practice, but it could be entertain. She's practicing a script. It could be either of those two. This could be like learning how to do received pronunciation. I'm straight down the middle on these two. I'm gonna go entertain. I'm slightly more certain it's entertain, but I'm not sure. No, it was royalty. Me when I make a pun to Becca. Becca when I make a pun to Becca. Me when I make a pun to Becca. Becca when I make a pun to Becca. How to get yourself punched in the dick. It's a real sort of phase. It's how to be smug, or how to tease someone, or how to be sarcastic, or how to say psych. How to flirt, do you reckon? He's biting his bottom lip, actually. And that is a sexy sexy thing that sexy people do, but he also has alien eyes. I reckon you might be right, though, on how to flirt. I reckon you might be right. Pains me to say it, but I reckon you might be right. How to get your girlfriend to sleep with you was an option. That could be it. It could be it. It could be how to make your girlfriend want to have sex with you. And this is by being a little shit. I reckon you're right. Let's have a look. How to be persuasive. How to make a girl become obsessed with you. How to be a good husband. How to flatulate secretively teenagers. Okay, making stupid jokes is how to be a good husband. That's what we do. All right, that's our job. How to make a girl become obsessed with you. That seems weird. Is it like tease her? Is it going to be like tease her? It's got to be me. It's got to be a good husband. Fuck off. Oh, fuck off. Let's see the context. Don't be teaser. I will shit. I will shit and piss. Oh, there it is. Try to be funny. Oh, Christ. Is it how to discriminate at work? How to be the subject of a class action lawsuit? Also, this guy has massive pink eye going on. Yeah, it's got to be how to break the law. Yeah, it's got to be how to do discrimination. It's discount Phoenix, right? No, you're right, but no. What? How to change a girl's mind? How to control your urge to masturbate? How to be a good wife? How to be naturally funny? It can't be how to be naturally funny. It can't be how to be a good wife. I really hope it's not how to control your urge to masturbate. But it can't be any of these. He's just stoned and telling everyone about the time he got so wasted and broke his leg. But yeah, I'm gonna need the context here. I think I'm annoyed that I think it's going to be how to be naturally funny, but whatever it is, it's not funny. It was. All right, let's see. Stop scrolling for it. No, it's gone. Oh, it might be careful with workplace. It's this one, isn't it? Yeah, it's gonna be this. Don't be offensive at work, basically. Or, you know, ever. Fucking Markiplier's punching a fan. Yeah, it's got to be how to punch, how to do bare knuckle boxing, how to greet Nick if you see him in real life. Wow. I think we'll make how to approach Markiplier, the last one, before my brain melts. I think it's got to be how to do bare knuckle boxing, right? It's not the how not to be mugged article. It makes no goddamn sense. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. How to increase your ejaculate is right there on the screen. How to build a child's self-esteem, which tickles me. Pineapple doesn't increase it. It just makes it taste better. This one has broken me more than many of the others. How to tell someone no. Maybe it is. Maybe it's just punch him. How to give your boyfriend space. I fucking hope not. You know what? I genuinely think it might be how to increase your ejaculate, because could this be exercise? Does exercise increase your ejaculate? That doesn't sound right. But maybe something done while boxing increases it? I don't know. Fighting people equals aroused. I mean, it could be tell someone no. Related joke. What's grey and comes in buckets? An elephant. Nothing says no like a punch to the noggin. It's true. It's about punching or bullies children's self-esteem. I am so unjustified in my confidence. If you ordered one blended, sure. I mean, you don't have to blend it. Elephant ejaculate it's already that texture. It's fine. I'm going to go with tell someone no, but I do have this deep, dark thought in my head. The lizard part of me that says how to increase your ejaculate is the right answer. Thank fuck. All right, we're gonna leave on this image. This was weird. How to pronounce an emoji. How to be positive. Yeah. I'm curious what the options are. We're not clicking it. I don't want to know. It's probably how to be less judgmental. How to visit Laguna Beach. How to open a Jiffy Lube franchise. The classics. How to make someone you met on MSN love you. This was good fun.